Okay then, so this is probably not the. Oh wait, I can just record on here. Okay, so this is probably not the usual video quality. I don't know if you're expecting, but TDS came out with its Pursuit rework, and I wanted to give my quick overall opinions because my channel's dying because I haven't uploaded anything. Still working on that, by the way. So mainly, the first thing I want to come up with is all the new, the new kind of reworks to everything. And I want to explain my personal opinions on them and why I think some of them were necessary. So let's start. So we'll start off with Shotgunner first. Oh, there's Dreadful Jax. Hi, Jax. All right. So Shotgunner was kind of weird. I don't know why it's really included in this, but I think the tower was slightly nerfed, and yet buffed slightly. Okay. So Shotgunner has overall received some kind of minor changes, and I'm not really going to cover it. Anyone else can. Next up, Commando was nerfed yet buffed. Like, I don't know why its piercing went down, but its damage went up, and its missile damage went up. Its stun time went up, and I think it gained hidden detection. But it feels kind of weird that Commando's piercing was nerfed out of everything that they honestly could have nerfed. Also, don't mind my loadout. I was doing something in the meantime. Let me set these back to normal. Mainly though, let's look at Pursuit here. So here's Commando. The pricing hasn't changed, unfortunately, which is disappointing. And luckily, Pursuit's pricing hasn't changed at all. Oh, that's cool. It's got a light now. Anyway, let's get back to focus on the update here. So now is the main part that I know that I've already seen people and had a feeling that people were immediately going to go on about. Gatling Gun. Gatling Gun received both a buff and a nerf. Well, not really much of a buff. I take that back. It received its nerf, however, wasn't as harsh as people believe. Okay, let's relax here. So Gatling Gun's cost went from 5K to 5,750, which is oof, dang, 250 less than what is it, turret? Yeah, that's okay. That's the only part I really don't like is the major the new major pricing. Its level 2 cost went down, but its level 6 cost went up. Significantly a lot, by the way. By 15,000. That's kind of a lot. Next up, its level 3 cooldown went from 0.12 to 0.3. That's a 0.01 difference, which okay. Its damage was overall nerfed. And the main thing that people are complaining about is the damage nerf. Specifically, I can imagine level 5 going from 55 damage to 38. And especially level 6 going from 100 to 65 only. I personally don't see this as much of an issue. Because Gatling was already so overpowered that you didn't need anything else. You didn't need something like Engineer or, I don't know, like Turret as your main DPS because Gatling's was just so much better. You didn't need it. And with stuff like Mercenary Base and DJ providing a damage buff, and of course Commander's fire rate, you really didn't need anything else other than Gatling as your main DPS. And even stuff like Brawler could be seen as more of a sub-DPS, which, by the way, I mean, I see people call it sub-DPS. I see this as DPS. I mean, just consider if you use its ability, and it's all of it, and its, final attack. That's 600 total damage. That's crazy. But you didn't need stuff. Like, you could just, you didn't need to ever not use Gatling because it was so overpowered. And so it gives the game, at least in my opinion, at least a little diversity, because you don't just need Gatling. Anyway, Gatling's angle was changed, which is weird. And yeah, its range angle was kind of significant, going from 75 at max to 60. And even at 75 to 50 is kind of detrimental. But I think the nerf was overall needed. especially when YouTubers like Cryptid and Dank were saying that it needs a nerf, then I also believed it needed a nerf. You didn't really need anything else. Next up, Mercenary Base got changed a bunch, and honestly, I don't like how they keep increasing its pricing and decreasing it sporadically. Like, now it's 2,000 a place, which is like, bro, really? It was already 1.2k, now you just had to make it 2k, like, really, man? Its airdrop cooldown went up again, and Grenadier now unlocks at level 1, and the second unit queue unlocks at level 2. Which, alright, fine. Okay, so Riflemen received some changes, now taking longer to spawn. Grenadier now takes shorter to spawn. Riot Guards don't also have a 10-second nerf, or a 10-second buff, meaning that now they spawn 10 seconds sooner, which is nice. And Field Medic just had its seconds nerfed slightly. Riflemen overall received a nice buff, as I already pre-read these stats, and overall now it's just, still very powerful. Grenadier, also, you can read up on all these, by the way, just pause if you want to read. Mercenaries, Grenadier, also received some nice changes to it too, becoming more of a tank enemy. Next up on the agenda list, the Riot Guard is just even more powerful, my dog's barking in the background, and the Field Medic has kind of just had its health nerfed, but its range buffed. Pursuit, finally! Yay, Pursuit! This tower has a lot new to it, so for the sake of things, you can pause and read this, because I'm just going to make a short video expressing my opinion, and then just leaving. But more than that as well, Pursuit now is genuinely a better DPS option, even though literally up here in the chat, someone said Pursuit sucks. But anyway, yeah. Overall, I feel like Pursuit has been kind of nicely changed, and I like that it has 2 paths. It adds some diversity. So yeah, if you want a full in-depth look, go watch Corso's video when it comes out. I promise he'll do a full video on this, because God knows I'm not going to be able to. No way can I put together an entertaining video explaining its stats. Also, its retarget cooldown is 60. I didn't even know I had a retarget. What? So yeah, overall, decent changes to everything. I like the new look of Pursuit, by the way. Here he is. Pretty sick, honestly. Also, I kind of like the light. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. This is just my little opinion. I think Gatling's nerf was overall needed, although I do think that the price increase was unnecessary. But everything else, I guess you could say, was kind of necessary. Kind of. Mercenary Base didn't need any adjustments. I don't know why they keep fiddling with it. Commando, why was the Pierce nerfed? Why? You don't need to nerf its Pierce. But it got an overall damage buff. And I don't know really why Shotgun was on here. It was fine. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Bye.